We've come here now to have the 42nd night of Bhagavad Gita Satsang. 42 nights this has been going on at different mandirs across India. And tonight, it is being led by our Puja Swami Prakashananda ji, who will be here in East Pradesh on the 28th. More about that later. So, Bhagavad Gita is a wonderful text in our tradition. Bhagavad Gita is a wonderful text in our tradition, and it has 18 chapters, and we are in chapter 7. Right? And Lord Krishna is talking to Arjuna in chapter 7 about himself. He's talking to Arjuna about himself. But he's not telling him his life story as we know it. Born in Mathura, growing up in Gokul, carrying bansuri with him, climbing trees, like that. He's not talking teasing gopis. He's not talking about that. He's telling about something deep and revolutionary for us about himself. He wants us to know something about him. That's why he's telling it. So what does Lord Krishna want us to know about him? So from verse 4 of chapter 7, he gets into the teaching. In the first 3 verses, he gives an introduction. And the idea in that introduction is that we will come to know what he has to say if we know how to listen well. And we should be enthusiastic because what Lord Krishna is going to teach, very few people actually get to hear it. Put effort to come and hear it. And then on top of that, few actually put effort to try and understand. So you are already the few who have come to hear. So put effort, you will one day come to understand totally, samagram, asamshayam, without any doubts. So Bhagavan entered into that, and what he told was, this whole world that you see, he's telling about himself, but he starts describing the world. That gives you an idea of what? He is the world. He starts telling about the world. This whole world actually has come from me. This is what he's telling. He's describing so we can understand by thinking how this whole world is nothing but Bhagavan. If a person studies this well, then what will happen is that their vision will change, and instead of looking and seeing the world as they do today, you will see Bhagavan. And if that happens, what more is there to gain in life? Nothing else to gain. He said, knowing which, there's nothing left to know. He tells that there in the introduction. So, Bhagavan explained that the whole world, in short, is a mixture of some things that are not alive, like space and air and fire and water and earth. Those things are not alive. Water is alive? No. Space is alive? No. Earth is alive? I mean, just the material earth? No. It's filled with life. That's a different story. He said the other side of the whole universe, the other element besides the matter or the inert is life force, if you want to say. In living principle. Something is there making you alive right now, isn't it? Other than this fleshy body that you have with you here, which is made of the same stuff as the road. It means it's made of stuff. The road is not a... See, the most amazing thing. Imagine a clump of earth gets up and starts walking and talking. That would be amazing. That never happens. But when you look at other human beings, we are nothing but a clump of earth that has got up and has started walking and talking. Did you just call me a clump of earth? Well, you're made of earth, only you're made of food which comes from earth. You're made of water which is on the earth. 70% of you is water. Means your physical body. So it's amazing that you have these 5 elements that have come alive, and that is because of Bhagavan's other aspect. So the life aspect. So he said these 2 make up me. And so if that would make up him, then what makes, let me correct that. These 2 are his power. They don't make up him. These 2 are his power. So everything, therefore, that comes from that will be made of the same 2. And thus you have this whole world. Oh, okay. Thank you, Bhagavan. I understand. You have 2 powers. The word in Sanskrit is prakriti. You have 2 aspects of your nature. 2 powers. One, it manifests as the inert world, and one manifests as life. And those 2 mixed together makes everything. Thank you for that information, Bhagavan. Then he added, where we left it last night, that life aspect is what dharayate, is what upholds everything. It holds it together. If the life aspect of Bhagavan, what he calls his higher prakriti, para prakriti, if that is not there, things don't move so harmoniously in the world. So when the life leaves the body, what happens to the body? It disintegrates. While life is there, it is organized. When you eat food, it gets digested, it takes a certain amount of time, breath is going on rhythmically, growing. It's alive and together. But when life leaves, the blessing of life moves to another body. What happens? Well, all that nice organization and walking and talking and digestion, it all stops and it disintegrates. So the organizing that is there, the harmony between all the cells that is there in the body, all that is there because life is present. In the same way, you expand that to the universe. And the sun is moving at an amazing pace in the galaxy, and the earth is moving, and if it just changes by a little bit, a degree of a degree, everything changes on earth. But everything is locked in place, and everything moving intelligently, neatly. That is because we understand, that is because of the presence of that same life force throughout the whole universe. Jiva bhutam yayedam dharate jagat. This whole universe is upheld by that life aspect. Okay, that's why we have the idea of a cosmic person. But Bhagavan is a cosmic person. That's why everything is moving so well. You know this in normal life also. If everybody's flying down the main road, and all of a sudden, you also, right? Not flying, driving, but driving so fast like you're flying. You're flying low. All of a sudden, everybody slows down, starts going the speed limit. Do you know what the speed limit is here in this road? People don't know because they just go. Suddenly, everybody slows down, and everybody for a little while is driving the same proper speed limit. Why? Why would that happen? What do you conclude when you see that happen? Why everybody slow down? Well, there's a few reasons. Maybe there's a pothole, maybe there's some construction work going on. But the most likely reason is somebody standing there like this. Yeah? But a police officer is there with his radar gun. And in the presence of a live element observing what is going on, all the rules are followed nicely. If he's not there, everything goes haywire. And if he catches you, well, we'll come to your window and wind down the window and look, what does it say? 90 kilometers an hour, is what it says. And then you have to explain, and the whole thing will happen, isn't it? So when the conscious element is there, all things run. We know that in normal life also. Okay. Bhagavan, now I understand. Then, in the next verse, now here is where we pick up from, verse number 6, Bhagavan adds another idea. To tell something more about this universe. This we chanted last time also, so I'll tell you the meaning. Etad yoni bhutani sarvani iti upadharya. This is what I was just telling. That these two mixed together, these two prakritis, understand, Arjuna, properly, that they are the cause of this world. So I am the cause of this world. How? Not just, okay, you hear that and you memorize it and you have faith. Bhagavan giving more faith into that. Because I make up the matter and I also am the para prakriti, conscious element. Then he adds one. So yeah, imagine now you're listening. And Bhagavan looking at Arjuna there and on the chariot and saying, Arjuna, you understand? And Arjuna says, yes, Bhagavan, I understood clearly what you said. There's two prakritis, one higher, one lower, one inert, one conscious, like that. You go on telling everything I just told. And then Bhagavan says, Arjuna. So Arjuna says, but I told you what you told me, I understood. Bhagavan said, no, you didn't get it. And so then Arjuna says, but Bhagavan Shri Krishna, that's unfair. You tell me something, I repeat it, that means I understand. He said, yeah, but you didn't think about it at all, Go back and see. What exactly did I just say? I said, I give it to you in brief, You see if you can pick it up. Bhagavan said, my first inert aspect, which is made of earth and water and air and fire and mind and intellect and ahankar, that is all my inert lower property. Then he says, and then in addition to that, there's another, you must know, Arjuna, there's another property which supports this whole universe, which becomes all the jivas, which is mine. You get it? What is he trying to say? There is my property, which is there too. And then there's me. If I say this harmonium is mine, that means to say, I'm not the harmonium, I have a harmonium. So if I'm describing myself, and I say I have this power, I have that other power, and these powers manifest the universe, that means also there's a third entity, isn't it? The one who's claiming them. Oh, yes, Bhagavan, now that you say it, you did say that between the lines, I just wasn't thinking. So Bhagavan adds there in verse 6, Aham, now he's talking about himself directly. Not what I have, himself. Bhagavan Shri Krishna is telling you and I about himself. Not talking about his powers, what he's done, nothing. He himself as he is. This is a wonderful thing. Aham kritsnasya jagataha prabhava pralayas tatha. Bhagavan says, this entire jagat, I am the prabhava, means I am the source, I am the origin. I am that in which it dissolves and I am that in which it stands. I thought you were going to tell me something like, my name is Kanisham because I'm the color of the dark cloud. That is something about yourself. But this is something else. I am that in which the origin of the universe, in which it stands and what it goes back to. I don't understand. You said English words, but I don't understand what you said. So, that is a wonderful thing now. That is like, imagine the ocean. Imagine this now. The ocean says, I am that in which all the waves arise, stay for a little while, surfers come and take a wee, they take a ride on the wave, right? They stay for a little while in me and then they dissolve back into me. So Bhagavan is talking about himself from that level. That which forms the fundamental material to make things in this world. Right? Talking from that level. And whenever aham is used in our tradition, that word is very deep. It's a simple word, aham. Say that? It means I. It means I. And the real secret is that when Bhagavan refers to I, and when you refer to I, in this universe you're referring to the same thing. When you refer to I, you think you're over here and I'm over there and all that kind of thing. I'm a small being, little bit right here, little bit of me right here in the little body. That's how we think. But Bhagavan is leading up to something wonderful that when he says I and when you say I is the same, I. But we'll get there. Okay. Then now, Aham Kritsnasya Jagataha Prabhava Pralayasthatha. Okay, then Bhagavan now is going to tell us something more. Going to add something more now about himself. Not only is he the origin, and in that which all things stay, and into that which all things dissolve, something else he tells. So let us sing, get our mind into the right mood. When we sing, you know, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Everybody say that. Shri Krishna, Sharanam Mama. Mama means mine. Sharanam means my refuge. Refuge means my shelter. Where I go for rest, support, respite. When I'm in trouble, when I need energy, when I need a goal, you're everything. That's what Sharanam means. Like if it's raining, we will come inside the mandir. This will be our Sharanam. We will get protection from being wet. If we feel tired and we remember that, no, I have a great goal, and I get back enthusiasm, that goal is a Sharanam for the disease of laziness. So in all ways, who is Sharanam? Shri Krishna. So you chant that and remember, and tell in your mind, oh Lord Krishna, you're my refuge, you're my refuge. And in between that, we see what he's saying, right? So let's see. I will chant the verse and you will chant Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Right? We'll start with Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Oh Dhananjaya, Krishna calls Arjuna a new name. Dhananjaya, oh conqueror of wealth, means to say, Arjuna, I have some great secret wealth to give you now. You catch it. You've conquered so much wealth, now catch this wealth of knowledge I'm about to give you. What is that? Other than me, there is nothing in this universe. Or you can say, higher than me, there's nothing in this universe. There's no other cause other than me in this universe. Like that, three meanings. I like, other than me, there's nothing in this universe. Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. Oh, other than you, there's nothing in this universe? How am I to understand? Then he adds now a wonderful line you'll go on thinking about. You could go on thinking about for the rest of your days. What is that? Maisarvamidam purutam sutre manigana eva. This entire universe is woven onto me like how a cluster of gems, pearls is woven on a thread. Like, I don't know if anybody right now is wearing a mala. Some people come wearing, a Rudraksha mala, right? Or you put a pushpa mala, flower mala on, or you just wear a necklace, simple old necklace, right? Or gold necklace, whatever. If you look at that, you remember, oh, I went to satsang once, and they said that this whole universe is strung on the Lord. He's the thread, and the whole universe is the gem. That is Him. It's all woven onto Him. Bhagavan described Himself like that in Gita. What does it mean like that to think? Right? So, the nice word there is woven. Many ways to think about that. First, let's take directly Bhagavan's example. This is how you think in scriptures. So, anyone, even though the children here today, you can think with me. If you have to make a mala, have you ever made a mala before? If you haven't, you have to ask your mommy or your daddy or your cousin or sister or somebody here, your mother, to show you how to make a mala. Right? Right? Here, let's take a flower mala, for instance. Right? So you have a thali with all your flowers you picked. Then you'll have like a thread, a needle. Right? And you will pick one flower and you'll put it through the string. Put the string through the flower, like that, one by one. And you get to choose. And if the flower is only facing one way, then you will get a few flowers facing all ways and put them together. So then it makes like a bushy thing like that. And then you choose, you choose pink for a little while, then you choose white for a little while, you choose yellow, then you choose pink again, and you make a nice design. Right? And then at the end you get this nice, fragrant, fluffy flower mala. You know that? Okay. Now, if you count and see back, go back. How many flowers you had? Lots. And how much thread you had? One thread. Lots of flowers and one thread. That's the first thing about that, right? Second thing now. When you're done, if you do a good job, can you see the thread? If somebody didn't know, they wouldn't need about mala and all that, they wouldn't even know there was a thread. How do you put all these flowers together? How did you hold them together so nicely? Because you can't see the thread. So there's one thread and many flowers. The flowers are seen and the thread is not seen. Right? Okay. And if the flowers start to wilt after some time, does anything happen to the thread? You could take that thread out and put the next set of flowers, isn't it? The thread doesn't go bad when the flowers go bad. That is fine. He's as he was in the first day. You could put, after you take that, you could put beads. And take out beads and you could put something else. The thread is okay. Okay. Right. When the flowers are just there in the palette, like, people don't sell flower malas here. But in India they sell them. In Canada they sell them. They sell flowers and they sell flower mala. So if you want to go and buy flowers, the price is, let's just say, the price for enough flowers to make a mala is 500 $500. But if you have beside that the mala, you think the mala will be less or more? There'll be more. Even the kids are saying it, it'll be more. Because even though it's the same flowers and the same thread, when you string it together, the value goes up. Especially if you string it together nicely. The more nicely you put it together, the more beautiful it is, the more the value goes up, up, up. But the value, that's interesting because the same basic things that you could buy for $500, now you'll pay $5,000. So, like this, Bhagavan says, just like this is the world. Just like this is the world? What do you mean? Like that, like to see now. First point as well. There are many, 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 many things in this world. But all of them are working together harmoniously because there is one basic common factor. How is it that this world works so nicely together? That the sands of... See, there are sands way out in Africa, the Sahara Desert. Have you ever seen on a map, Africa, the top half is like desert looking? They don't make it brown, they don't make it green, they make it like a sand color. Have you seen on a map? Sahara Desert. The sand from that Sahara Desert all year comes across the Atlantic Ocean and lands here in Guyana. Did you know? And it makes the Amazon rainforest fertile. Recently in Canada, there was a forest fire on one side of the country, on the Atlantic side. I don't know, maybe 1,000 kilometers, hundreds of kilometers away from New York City. But the ash from that forest fire came one day and it blanketed the city. They couldn't leave their house. So much ash from the fire came. Hundreds of miles of travel. Now, if the ash didn't travel, we would not know. People in New York City would not know when they breathe. They're breathing oxygen produced hundreds of miles away every day in Atlantic Canada. They would know that. It takes something cosmic to happen for us to see, oh wow, but that thing over there is connected to this thing over here. Only when the sands of Sahara Desert become green, then Guyana and rainforest will change. And then, oh wow, look, that thing on the other side of the earth is connected to this. So my point is, things are connected. Even physically, things are working very nicely together. Huh? How is it that it happened to be everything to be working so well and nicely together all the time, constantly, without anybody making it that way? It is because behind there is one factor holding things together. See, you know very well, if behind this Monday there are two factors, or two factions, or three factions, or four factions, does the Monday run well? No. You can't decide what time we should start, what time we should end, which day of the week. You can't decide anything. But when there's one cohesive group, then everything runs well. That's a well-known thing, correct? Same thing in the government. If there are one party, but everybody's at each other's throat, that thing mashes up. But when there's one common factor, everything runs well. So like that which we see in the world, that is why things are harmonious. Okay, one and many. Next thing, right? All the gems are seen, but the thread is not seen. In the same way. The visible part of God is seen, but the factor behind which is making everything run is not seen. But just because he's not seen, it means he's not there. No. Like that, you keep analyzing. No matter what happens to the mala, nothing happens to the thread. No matter what happens to the manifest form of the Lord, nothing happens to that unseen factor. Interesting. And that unseen factor is in you. So there's a part of you which never gets affected by anything. Death also doesn't affect you. See, if he's stringing all things together, you're one of those things or not? You're part of this world or not? He's stringing everything together. He strung us together today to come here. And He strung few people to go elsewhere. He's stringing everything together. That means the thread runs through me. And whatever thread is running through me is running through because it's one thread and a variegated universe. Like that you have to think. Then, because, now this is the last point, very important, it kind of launches into the next set of verses. Because He has strung all these things together, the value of those things go up. And the next section now that we're going to see, Bhagavan is going to say, whenever you see any greatness in this world, you have to remember me. See, we see the mala and we think, what is the price? We never think of the thread or the person who threaded it. But Bhagavan is saying to retrain our mind that when we see anything great in this universe, we remember the person who threaded it. And how to train our mind, He will explain. So let's see that now. Right? But the phrase is Sutre Mani Gana Eva. Like the thread in the pearls, like that, Maisa Ramdam Protam. The universe is woven out of me. And there's another idea in this also, Have you ever seen, see how I'm sitting on this cloth here, right? And it has a pattern and design. Have you ever seen any auntie crochet? They take the two chopsticks like that, and they take a long spool of thread and they go so. Something like that. And from that they make a whole like blanket. You seen that? And then while they're doing that, they can design, if they want, they can put your name in that. If they're really good, they could make it look like there's sky and clouds. They could put a horsey and a cow and a fence and a bird flying and a pasture. Right? They could do all that. They could weave it into the thread. So when you hang it up, you see a whole like sunset over Berbice with pasture and cows and birds and clouds and everything. Right? Now you tell me. If you go up close and look at that. Suppose you go close and you try and look at the cow. What will you see? Cow? You'll see thread. Okay? Thread alone. In fact, there's nothing there but thread. There ain't no cow and horse and dog and sky and cloud. Nothing is there. Only thread. But if you step back and look, you see a whole thing. So Bhagavan is saying this whole thing is woven out of me like that. Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. There's nothing else in this universe but me. Whoa, Bhagavan, I did not know. That is what you're talking about. That you reveal this bit of knowledge to Arjuna. And remember, you and I are in that whole picture too. In that picture, see, in the crochet, in the quilt, the final quilt, right? Everything is static. Nothing is moving. But Bhagavan is such that He can manifest moving things also. Talking things, thinking things. This is what He's telling us about Himself. Oh, wow. Then He adds now something more. Now Bhagavan is going to show us some examples. He gave a principle. There's nothing other than me in this universe. There's no greater cause for anything else in this universe. Principle. Right? Then He gives example. Just like a thread in a mala. 2. See how good He here is. After giving the example, now He says, now look, I'll show you in the world. This is the same type of teaching that we're supposed to give any teacher, any pundit, anybody who wants to teach like this. First you tell the idea, which comes from, well-established from Shruti. But Bhagavan's not telling anything of his own, He's telling things from Upanishads. He's telling me Rishi has told, He's just telling it again. First He gives that. Then He gives some example. Right? And some logic. Then after that, you have to show people how that is true in their own observation. It's called Shruti, Yukti, Anubhuti. So Bhagavan following that exact thing. Now he's going to say, okay, now I gave you the example, look out for me now. Let's go on the magic school bus. You know magic school bus? The old cartoon. Let's go on a field trip. Everybody put your head out the window and look. I'm going to start pointing out things for you in this universe. What he says. So Bhagavan begins a few set of verses giving examples, right? Different types of examples he gives, starting with Rasoham Apsu Kaunteya, O son of Kunti Kaunteya, Arjuna, I'm in the waters. First he says, I am in the water. Oh Bhagavan, you fell in the water? Was it a trench? Was it hot water you fell in? You fell in hot water, Bhagavan? Not like that. Rasaha aham. I am taste in water. But water has no taste. Do you know what exactly you want to say, Bhagavan? Prabhasmi shashi surya yogo. I am the Prabha, I am the light and shine in the sun and the moon. Let's see the words and we'll think. Pranava sarva vedeshu. In the Vedas, from which all our tradition comes from, I'm there also as Om. Shabdaha K. In space, I am sound. Paurusham Nrishu. In men, I am manliness. In woman, I am womanliness. I am that thing which makes a human being a human being. Like that. He gives this list. And he goes on. So let us think a little bit. In the next one, we'll see. But the one I want to tell you right up front is Tejas Chasmi Vibhagasau. In fire, Teja, I am the light and heat. So far, Bhagavan has said, in water, I am there. In earth, I am there. In fire, I am there. In space, I am there. So the same 5 elements that he was just saying I manifest as, now he's saying I'm there in those. Okay, you're there inside. Well, you told that before. But he says, I'm there as this. I'm there as this. He's telling what he is. So he's adding something additional. So we can see it. So we're able to catch it with our own. But some of it, we never heard before. Taste in water, sound in space, smell in earth. So there's a little background is needed. And this is actually a little hard for us to understand because I was trying to trace back why it was so hard for me to understand at the beginning. That first time I heard it is because I was a dedicated science student. I loved it, I loved my teacher, I loved the topic, I loved everything about it, science. Little did I know that my teacher, without she and he knowing, them knowing, they were teaching to me science with a Christian goggles. The set curriculum in North America was science with Christian goggles. Because it certainly wasn't science with Sanatani goggles. Because they're different. Same science. See, let me tell you this before, and then hopefully this makes it easier to understand. If I tell you, look, I can tell you where the light in this chandelier is coming from. The cause for the light part of the chandelier coming through the bulb, man, that's called wire power. That's from wire. Would I be right? Does the light come from the wire? Well, yeah. I mean, that's the next closest thing to the light. But is that the whole story? That's it? You just take a wire from anywhere and plug it in and a light will light? No, the other end of that wire has to be plugged into something else. So you plug it into a battery. And then somebody says, no, I have deeper science for you. When you get older, I teach you deeper science. Deeper science is that light is battery-powered light. Oh. Is that the whole story? For the rest of your life, you walk and you touch anything to that battery, it'll light something? For the rest of your life, it'll be like that? Oh, no, that battery will lose charge. At some point, you have to plug that battery that in Maheka, only 10 years ago, they powered that to the truck. They put diesel in the tractor and they power the battery, and they use the battery to power the phone. I remember trying to do this time. So that battery, finding the light is not battery power, it is gasoline generated power. Or diesel generated power for a tractor, right? You see what I'm saying? So at every stage I keep giving you a different answer for where this thing comes from. Where is the power coming from? So in science a lot of time is spent on this. What is this type of power? How does it transform? This, that, everything. But what they don't tell you, this is the part where I felt betrayed by my most beloved teacher. What they don't tell you is when they say the sun is they tell you like this. I don't know if you've heard yet, but they will tell you one day. Alright, so you already know the answer. You can put your hand up in this class. What power is the sun? Is it like fire, like we light the chulha? That kind of fire? No. The sun is a big bomb. You know how they drop big bombs in Japan? Big bombs? Atomic bombs, they call them. The power is atomic power. Fusion. That was going on up there in the sky. Like big, multiple, I don't know how many, but maybe hundreds, billions, millions. So many bombs going on at once. It's all gas, and that gas is colliding and exploding, and that's what we call sun. That's what the sun is. So they say, okay, the sun is powered by fusion power. Okay, thank you. But I tell you, that's not even the beginning of the story. Because you should ask the next question. That's like telling this light is powered by the wire. Oh, but tell me now, where fusion means two things, two cells, two atoms hit, and they hit so hard. I'm giving poor science analogies, right? But there's a concept. They collide so hard that they fuse. And when they fuse, they give off energy. So then you ask, well, where did they get the power to hit so hard? And where did they get the power inside? Where did the power come from? Okay, something happened and that gave light, but where did they get that power? So they'll give you another answer. Oh, deep down inside, subatomically, there's something else and that has power. Now where did that get its power? All the subatomic particles. Oh, no, there's another thing called a field. Where did that get its power? Finally they say, we don't know yet, We don't know yet. Well, they should have started with that. Why are you leading me on like, we know, this light's connected to the wire. Where's the wire connected? Oh, we don't know. I don't know. Me not know. Well, then I would have been interested. You mean you don't know where the power is coming from? See, all power must logically have a locus, something in which it stays. Right? Power must have something in which it stays, a locus, a source. You understand what I mean to say? Like you have power in you to talk right now. You have power to talk. But you're holding it. You're not talking, you're listening. But it's there. Where is it? Can you forget your power to talk at home? On the counter? When you come? You can't. The power doesn't just sit there on the counter. The power to talk has to stay in you somewhere. It has to have a place to stay. So finally, where is the power stored? What is the adhishtan, the basic place for the power to be? Science, says we don't know. Well, you don't know anything then. I mean, you know a lot, but you haven't got down to the bottom. So now I tell you, this is a Christian thing, because they won't admit that they don't know. And they don't want to admit also that has anything to do with anything spiritual. Because they have a long time fight going on with all the Western religion. They have a long time fight between them. Science and Western religion. So they're scared now to go into that. They're scared to admit they don't know. They're scared to admit they can't know and all that kind of thing. So I didn't know. I went to school and there was already a fight going. When you enter anywhere, there's already a fight between two parties and somebody's not telling you the whole story. I didn't know that whole thing was going on. It's only when I came to Vedanta where there's no fight. And spirituality and science go nicely together. I said, oh, this is a new way of looking at things. Now see this, how Bhagavan answering this right now. I am the source of the light in the sun and the moon. This means to say what? In short, any power anywhere that you see, the locus or the source is Bhagavan's nature existence. He is the source. And nobody else on the planet has any other good suggestion. Science included. And it is very logical also. Because science has got down to the level of energy, but we just go down one more level and say, well, that energy exists, and that existence is Bhagavan. For those who have been studying Vedanta. Okay. Means to say, we have to do what now? The sadhana for all this talk is what? When I see the light of the sun, I think, yes, I will learn in science what's its cause and all that, but finally, all this power is coming from where? It comes from Bhagavan. And through the medium of the sun and the electrons and subatomic particles, through the medium of that it shines. And that same light, which is in the middle of the day scorching hot, through the medium of the moon is cool and joy-giving and all that. So the light, my power, when it fires to the source of the sun, that medium, it shines. That same power, when it comes to the medium of the moon, it is soft and delightful. Whatever light you see anywhere, sun, moon, electricity, anything, that all has its locus in me. And now for someone who studies science, coming from Sanatana Dharma, that doesn't compete with anything else. We study the mediums and how it comes, and we study the source. What is that? We study it all as rigorously as each other. So the idea is, we use our intellect, and this is applicable, whenever you study anything, you use, but finally you understand it. Whatever power I see anywhere. So now Bhagavan is describing the power of fire, but there are many other wonderful powers, like taste. The universe has the power to deliver to you taste. It's a very interesting thing. We never think that we just taste. But we never think, how is it that this thing can deliver to me that taste? And in my mind, which is not in my brain, in my mind I can taste something. And the taste is so good also, the power of taste. Like, see, if you grow up here in Guyana, I realize now you can taste the difference between, fresh cow milk pera and what you call that powdered milk pera. You can taste the difference. You can taste the difference between a coconut picked today, right? Coconut water from coconut picked today and coconut water from a coconut picked yesterday. Some people can tell the difference or not. Some people can tell. Now you give that to a Canadian or American and all that. You can't tell the difference. So how did you learn that? Your tongue went to special school? Tongue school? So you have a power to recognize, and that information is just delivered to you and you didn't do anything. So how does it come? So Bhagavan reveals that, that taste is always passed through the medium of water. I don't know if you heard. See, the proof of this thing is very simple. If you eat something dry, you just take all the water out of it. You dehydrate it as much as possible. All the water and just something like powder is remaining. Just like milk powder. If you put it on your tongue, like you used to, when no one was looking, right? Take some Milo powder. Milo also, totally dehydrated. Does it have any taste? Not until it mixes with the, juices of the mouth does it taste. Come. Something dehydrated can't deliver taste. So water which transferred that has the ability to give taste. The taste is in the water, not in the dehydrated thing. It's amazing, isn't it? That is why all the Guyanese who live abroad, who long to eat that Aji's food and Nani's food that they can't get there in New York and Toronto and UK and all that kind of thing, they come up with all kind of ways. People come from Guyana with suitcases of this and that, and then they make a cook and they realize it didn't taste like the right thing, so they bring Aji also next time with the suitcase. Hey, you make it now for us, and that doesn't. Still, the thing doesn't taste like the thing. Well, Swamiji, he figured out how to fix that. What you have to do is you have to take the water from that village with you next time, along with Aji and all the things. Even if you don't have the things, you just take the water. And when you cook it like that, for all those who are listening abroad, that's when you'll get the original taste. Because the taste is in the water. If you boil that aloo curry with water from Niagara Falls, it's not going to taste like home. Taste is in the water. And like that, each thing can be studied. The sound is in space. Light and fire delivers form. Like that, each thing is analyzed in our tradition. But this is the idea, right? So those are the elements. And remember, what we have to do is now the point is, whenever you taste something nice, you think, wow, Bhagavan. how you are using the medium of water to pass that taste to me. And Jnana Shakti, I have a power to know something, and that is taste. I also have Jnana Shakti, a power to hear something. How are you doing that? Bhagavan does that through space. And all this thing is deeply scientific. I mean, if somebody studies this, they could write PhDs on how sound comes, and how light comes, and taste comes, and smell comes. Bhagavan said, I am this punyo gandha. Punyaha gandha prithivyam. I am the sweet smell in the earth. Interesting. Smell actually comes from earth. You say, no. According to the drain in front of my house. Smell comes from water, actually. Bad smell. I thought, I had to see this thing. Actually, like how taste carries the ability to deliver, water carries the ability to deliver taste. And Bhagavan says, I am the taste in the water. With my power coming through. In the same way, only earth carries the ability to give smell. And if the drain is smelling, it's because some earth has gone into the drain. Water on its own can't deliver smell. Air on its own can't. If air is smelling bad, it means that the air has picked up the smell from the chicken farm, or from the, whatever, where they mine the pigs and all that, and that smell is coming to you. But that's earth you're smelling, that's not air. Air doesn't have smell. So this is the type of analysis. And naturally, what is Bhagavan's smell? If you want to know his natural smell, what does Bhagavan smell like when he sends his power through earth? It is that sweet, holy, punya fragrance that the earth has. That is the smell, you know, that the earth gives off because it's dry and then it just rains. You know that smell? There isn't a creature who doesn't enjoy that smell. The fresh smell when it rains. That is the smell of earth. See, if earth smells bad, it's only because we human beings have... See, that smell has all things in it, isn't it? The cow has come and passed and done his business in that earth, and still it has that smell. But when we take what's supposed to go back to the earth and we put it in the drain and we mess things up, then the smell goes haywire. We did that. Naturally, earth smell is beautiful. Punya. And they keep saying now that it is important for people in other countries to go and spend time with that natural earth. It is not only, when you say punya, sweet and fragrant, it's also therapeutic. It's good for you. Purifying. I am that also. Then, so we covered all the elements. Bhagavan left out air, that you have to supply yourself. Then Bhagavan says, I am the Om in the Vedas. I'm Om in the Vedas. What is the Veda-ness of Vedas? Vedas, you've heard the word? Veda, you've heard the word? Ramayana, you've heard the word? Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, so many different scriptures we have, which give us how to live and tell us about who we greatly are and how to reach that, obstacles, so many things it tells us. Well, all of that knowledge comes in Hinduism from the Vedas. And you want to see how good other religions have done? Have you heard Bible? Yeah, I've heard Bible. Have you heard Vedas? No, I've never heard of Vedas. See? State of thing. So the Vedas is the source, authoritative text, which is full of mantras captured by the rishis and passed down verbally. So those Vedas, which is the source of our whole Sanatana Dharma, in that I am Om. The Veda-ness of Veda, the thing that the Vedas deliver, without which they have really no meaning, is Om. Om, Om is a one-syllable mantra, which contains within it all the knowledge of our tradition. Om. If you take Om out of the Vedas, it doesn't have anything. It's like the skin without the banana. It's not a banana, it's meant to. The essence of that thing is Om, and that is what I am. So like that, so anything great you see, Bhagavan says, in that the most majestic, essential Part of it is me. Because I'm the source of all things. And it's my power peeping through different mediums everywhere. Right? Bao Sham Nishu, I'm manliness in man. What is it that makes a human being as opposed to what makes it different than the dog who's sitting outside waiting for Parsad right now? Oh, wait. I saw him when he was there, looking at me. So here we are, side by side, two creatures. He knows he's talking about him together. What makes us different? We both have eyes, we both have 4 limbs, we both have a lot of things, stomach. What exactly makes us different? So whatever that is that makes you special, Bhagavan says that I am. And when it shines forth in you, that's Bhagavan shining forth. You have to think like that. Then you'll never get what you call arrogant. The thing that makes a human being is the intellect, the power to think. This poor fellow, he can't think. He can't think I should come and sit at the back, not to distract. He can't think anything. The people who get up and walk around in satsang, they also can't think I'm distracting people. Like this fella, like the thinking is off. I shouldn't distract anybody, I should do whatever I have to do at the outside the mind. Anyways, I am that quality in being. And that intellectual power, you know it happens, and you have it. Bhagavan described also, when Shaknoti Sodhum Kama Krodho Bhavam Vegam, when you can withstand the power of anger and desire in your heart. See, this fella behind me, my grandmother used to tell me a story. She fed the puppy, the dog in the house, hot food by accident one day. The dog who loves everybody, the pet, loyal dog. That day when he tasted it, he got angry, he went to bite her. Now you can't get upset. That's a dog's reaction. That's a dog's reaction. He got upset and he compulsively, reactively let something happen. But Bhagavan described in chapter 5 that to withstand that force and to say integrate it with whatever knowledge you have, that, oh, you should have thought if you could think. She's fed me every day, this must have been an accident, I should never let it out, and all that kind of thing. He can't think. But just the other day, somebody man shot a woman 12 times. You saw the news? Of course he regrets now. Or one day he'll regret. I shouldn't have. To withstand the force of rage and anger and desire in my own heart by my intellect, Samanaha, he says, that is a man. If you can't do that, well, then just look like a man or woman. Samanaha. So that capacity in man, I am that. When you do that, actually, I'm shining through you now. So you don't get arrogant also. Like that, Bhagavan goes on. Right? Jivanam sarvam bhuteshu. I am the life in all beings. We talked about that just today and yesterday. If that life is not there, the body dissolves. That force I have. Tapaha asmi tapasvishu. I am austerity in the austere. Tapasvi word is one you'll hear all the time in our tradition. Tapasvi, tapasvin, like that. Somebody who's doing austerity. And then if you watch the different serials and you read the comic books about great stories from Puranas, there's always some tapasvi doing some tapas. Like that. Standing on one leg, or Bhagavad to bring down Ganga, is a great tapas. Right? So tapas means you put yourself voluntarily through something that is difficult for some great goal. And there are different types of tapasvis. One tapasvi, sitting like this one day, came out of his tapas. His tapas was something sad and he was doing. Came out of his tapas and he looked up at a crow. And he looked up, the crow was making noise and all that kind of thing. So he looked up a little frustrated. That crow burnt to ashes. I have developed a power from my tapas. Leave this tapas, I'm going to go tell somebody what power I have. Right? So he went now, Bhiksham Dehi, he was asking for someone to give him a meal. As sadhus do, not tapas, as a sadhu, it goes like that, right? Then he went to one house, and a sweet lady opened the door. Very gently, cultured lady opened the door. She looked cultured, all that kind of thing. And he asked, please, can you give me some diksha? And she said, yes, definitely. What a blessing to have you come to this house. I have always kept, but I need to wait just a few minutes. I'm tending to my husband, he's ill. Now making the Atithi wait. So some time passed. Some more. You know when you wait, it feels like a long time. He felt like it's like an hour. So he started saying Bhiksham Dehi loudly. So she came back with the food this time. And she gave him a little kamala and all that kind of thing. He was happy. But then he wanted to tell her and show his strength. You make me wait? You shouldn't have made me wait, you know. And as soon as he said that, she responded, look, I ain't any crow, eh? Means she already knew that he was there, he burned down the crow, and everything she knew. So she's also a tapasvi, but she's doing tapas by doing her daily work at home with the right attitude and all that. So she developed her own power. Is she not showing off? But that story goes on and on. This part of the story is relevant, right? So you have tapasvis who are doing their duty every day, and manifesting good things, and then you have tapasvis who are getting powers and becoming destructive. You have both types. But the power of tapas, I am that, Bhagavan says. And see, again, by knowing this, he will say, I am tapas and tapasvis. I am manliness in man. I am... We didn't chant this verse. Let us chant it. Bhagavan will add now a few more, right? Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Mam sarva bhute, mam sarva bhutanam, itti partha sanatanam. Buddhir buddhimatam asmi, tejas tejasvinamaham. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Buddhihi, buddhiman, buddhimatam asmi. Among those who are intelligent, really, really sharp and bright. And you've all met such people, really, really bright people. In class, when the teacher is teaching, the teacher explains it one time and they understand. And when the problem set comes, they answer that problem set right there and then. And they're done. You don't have to go for lesson, nothing to go home and play. Because they're bright, man. And the other one, he, after doing all the problem set, he asked, what are we learning again? Or what is it? So you have really bright people. I am that intelligence in those people. Means the power to perceive and cognize and understand and use that knowledge right away, at the right time, in the right situation. That's a power. Like all powers, if you go back, its source is Bhagavan. You go back and look for the source. So that is nothing but Bhagavan keeping true. So you have to remember that. Next time I am feeling intelligent, well, I was really sharp today, you know. That is a wrong statement. And Bhagavan, you manifested today, right in front of my eyes. Your power is peeping through. Then also, tejas. Oh, the other thing is, a person who doesn't know that power belongs to Bhagavan, he is really not a buddhiman. He's intelligent, but see, we have missiles guided missiles under the hand of a misguided mind. Have you seen? You are afraid if this person gets in power, you might press the button. The missile is guided, intelligent, powerful, but the person doesn't know when to use it. That happens all the time. That happens to the next generation all the time. So they get all kinds of wealth and knowledge and degrees and power and position, and they don't know how to use it, and they bring sorrow to others. That's not buddhiman. This must at least be known. Then teja, among those who have teja. Teja means that there's different types of teja means that brilliance, that glow that people have. Like if you take someone or a puppy who's malnourished and feed him and take care of him and all that, when he comes, he doesn't have any glow about him, but afterwards he has a kind of glow, the glow of health. Human being also. And they come out of the hospital, some major treatment after a long time, you know, when they eat and get healthy and live a healthy lifestyle again, they have a glow of health. People who are healthy, they have a glow of health on them or not? Same thing with people who have might, strength. They carry a kind of aura, strength. Or people better than that, those people who are dharma purushas, people who are really established and have a noble character, they carry a certain aura about them. Noble people, correct or not? That aura frightens corrupt people, actually. You just come around and let me go over there. I don't like to be around him. He can carry an aura of goodness everywhere he goes. Uncorruptedness. Kings also have an aura of great power. Those who have great power. They walk with a stage. But you know what the brightest stage on in this whole world? Are saints, realized saints and sages. So much so that even when you take a picture of them and look, people still see that. Have you seen pictures of like Sri Ramana Maharishi? You can go Google that. Sri Ramana Maharishi. Just look at him and look in his eyes, you feel the brilliance through a photo. Reprinted photo. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, you see. And that is a picture, imagine the actual being. You put that being beside a great king or president, and they're like a glowfly compared to the sun. What you call it? Candlefly. What was the name for that? Candlefly? Firefly. Next to the sun. So whenever you see stage anywhere, whether it be from health or strength or might or power or dharma or realization, that stage belongs to who? Belongs to who? Who's been telling about himself the whole time? Prabhu. So the stage belongs to Prabhu. Like that. Then Arjuna thinks to himself, I have been describing about saints and sages and tapasvis and brilliant people and all that, but I'm talking to a warrior, Arjuna. So when he looks in the world, his eyes, like they fall on those who are powerful and mighty and heroes. So next line tells about those. But he finishes this whole thing with a one nice sentence there. Bijam mam sarvabhutanam vidhi partha sanatana. Finally, you have to summarize again. Another example. I am the seed for the whole universe. I'm the seed. And I'm not that type of seed that, you put it in the ground, and then it becomes a sprout, and it becomes a tree, and if you want to go back and get your seed and plant it again, you can find it? No, the seed has to be destroyed in order for there to be a plant. I'm not that kind of seed. I'm an eternal seed. Means what comes out of me, I don't get. And I don't get affected. I live to manifest another. And nothing happens to me. I'm an eternal seed for this universe. I'm beyond time. I'm beginningless source. That is what I am, O Arjuna. So when you look at the body of Krishna, right, we think there's a body there. Or when you think who is there inside the body, even if you think like that, who is there? He said, a timeless seed, a thread behind all things, the source in which the sun is shining, and then the moon is shining. The reason why I have the power to taste, the reason why I can hear anything, the reason why I can smell anything. That too, the beautiful smell that comes. All that, look around. I'm standing here like this. I'm telling you, so when you leave the mandir and turn away from me and look at the world, you will see me. This is the thing going on. Sublime thing. Like that. So Bhagavan now said, but I'm telling about the Basvis and Sadhus and all that. Arjuna wants to hear about heroes. He tells about heroes next. Who is a real hero? And you find me there, Arjuna. So, but that you will hear tomorrow at Chinmaya Gayana. Tomorrow, being Shivratri, we are having one night break of this East Purvis section of nights back at the ashram of Chinmaya, which is in Monroe on the east coast of Demarara. Right? Monroe village. So if you know anybody on that side, please tell them to come at 7 p.m. This Bhagavad Gita Yajna continues. After that, it being Shivratri, chanting of Om Namah Shivaya will continue all night until midnight. And that's a wonderful thing about our tradition. Timing is a big thing. And when things happen at the right time, they give the right results. So it is the auspicious time for sadhana and delivers you its own unique results. So everybody should be doing sadhana on Shivratri. Nobody should miss that. Don't sleep. That is the time to do sadhana. And don't think, oh, well, they're young. When they get older, they'll do. That's a good time to do it, and they'll get the impression and the joy. Stay up. Anyway, they love to stay up. This is the night to stay up. Stay up and chant. Chant, chant, chant. It leaves an impression on the individual being that will last the whole year, last lifetimes. Don't miss this opportunity. Eh? All right. Now, quickly, Chinmaya is having this 108 nights. The last night is on May 3rd. The first Saturday in May is the last night of this 108 nights. Right? And that is happening in town at the Gandhi Youth Memorial Cricket Ground. So on the cricket ground, we'll have a big grand finale satsang. Right? So Bloomfield Mandir is invited. You can come and enjoy that big grand finale. Not something to miss. So come up for that on the first Saturday at 5 p.m. So you can finish your work for the day, and we'll finish by 6:30. You'll have time to come back. It will be dark and all that. So come and experience that wonderful grand finale. Everybody's invited. Other announcements? We'll leave. Eh? All those who are listening online tell actually about, Okay, so let us have Aarti. We can have Aarti? Someone has the light with Aarti. Bhagavad Gita Aarti.
Shri Vrindavan Biharila
Shri Satyena Sanatana Dharma ki